Hey fans, welcome to Primo Reef Acrylics. Today we're gonna start an all-new video build on how to aquascape. It's been roughly about a year and a half or so since I built my first aquascape that I did out of some acrylic rod and made a really nice arch concept. I really actually like that concept. But I'm gonna try something a little different, as we always try to experiment new things in here. So for this type of aquascape that I'm going to be having, first let's start off with the dimensions. The red base you see there is 36 inches by 22 inches in width. Why didn't I go 24 inches? Don't ask. I'm really short on space here, as you can see. Yeah, I'm really short. So you know what? Anyways, forget the whole schematics on why I went 22 inches. But that's my red base there. So what I wanted to do this time is I wanted to focus almost bare minimal to pretty much no base rock at the bottom. Now this time I'm gonna do all my rock myself. What type of rock I'm gonna use and what type of cement I'm gonna use and how I'm gonna do this, I'll follow along just in a bit. But just to let you know, aquascaping can be done multiple ways. If you are a person that wants to build your own rock or mix your own rocks or cement to make some aquascape, then definitely this is your way to do it. Now, if you already have some live rock or dry rock and you want to aquascape that, I really would suggest using 1/2 inch or 12 millimeter thick acrylic rods, and then take a propane torch to heat up the acrylic and bend it to the desired shape that you want. But what I did here was I took some scrap acrylic pieces. Now these are all 12 millimeters thick, so really sturdy. I know it's not going to crack through the weight of the glass. The rocks. And the cement that I'm going to be putting on here. I will definitely just show you my first right hand side aquascape that I have here. Before I show you that, I just want to show you the measurement of the glass height comparison to the aquascape that I have here, because it really seems like that little arch there that you see right there, it goes pretty high. So my glass is 20 inches high. So from the base, this one here is roughly about 10 inches. So I'm happy with that. Now what I wanted to do this time around is I wanted to keep my aquascaping 50% of the height of the glass. The reason why I want this is because, you know what, in the beginning it may not look as good, but once you start putting in the corals and the corals start growing out, and mind you, this is going to be an SPS dominant tank, it definitely will branch in there and take up all the room as time goes on. It's just the beginning stages, it looks really empty, doesn't look like too many rocks and stuff like that, but that's why I actually went with 50% of the height, and I'll do the rest afterwards. So again, very simple concept here. This is pretty messy. It doesn't really have to look neat at all. I put these in the oven, baked them at 250 degrees for about 10 minutes. I kept an eye on it, so every 2 to 3 minutes I would go in there and try to flex the acrylic to see if it's going to bend or not. So anyways, you follow that process, you get the desired shape, and have a bucket of cool water, very cold water, and dip it in there to freeze the shape that you want. Because if you keep it at room temperature, God knows how long it's going to take for that acrylic piece to cool down and hold the shape that you want. So dip it in cold water, because remember, this is not going to be 100% cosmetics to show off to anybody. Everything's going to be hidden here. So what I have here is I'm going to go ahead with the first pillar that's going to go up, and the rock is going to obviously, I might add another pillar off here, I'm not too sure yet, so we'll stick with this for now. So again, this is just a vertical piece, and then I have a horizontal that kind of arches out. Now this arch, I'm going to obviously put frags or SPSs right on top of it, and so they're branching in all different places. I might punch holes, maybe not, but if anything, I may just put frags or Monty caps coming out this way, so it takes up all the room. So that's the first piece. So again, I used Weld-On 4 just to glue the base in place, and then I kind of covered it or slobbered it with Weld-On 16. I'm going to wait about 24 hours or 12 hours for this to dry properly before I start cementing anything. This concept here is really fugly, as I would like to say it. There's no artistic thing here. You don't have to be really creative, guys. It's just use your imagination. I actually went on to Google and just typed in aquascape and see what other people have, or even I actually went to the Great Barrier Reefs and see how some of the rocks were. But again, this complete concept is, you know what, no base rock at the bottom, so no detritus buildup, and you completely have an open bare bottom concept, which is what I want. Obviously, I'm gonna have sand, but what I mean bare bottom is there's not gonna be any type of rocks anywhere. So that's a tissue box. That's what's holding the little piece right now. I'm sure it should be dry, but yeah, it is pretty much dry. But yeah, so this just gives us an idea of how I can play around with this and have it to the front, bring this midway through the tank and then come out to the left, or maybe just go right back and then come to the center point. There's so many options that we have here. That's what I like about this stuff. So again, stay tuned or hang tight for the next video, and then I'll show you guys what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use some hydraulic cement to just kind of get the base going. So when I have the Portland cement covering it, it's gonna hold on to the hydraulic cement, because hydraulic cement dries very fast. So it literally dries within 3 to 5 minutes. Yeah, so that's it for now. Again, stay tuned or hang tight for the next video, and then I'll show you guys exactly what's the next step to do this. Hey guys, so here's the second phase of the aquascaping. First, what we had was the acrylic supports. We used Weldon 4, Weldon 16 to just increase some of the strength. A day after, here we are. I just put on some instant water plug. So it's like hydraulic cement almost. So what this stuff is if you have a basement or any type of house where you have concrete or any type of leakage that's happening in pools and such, and you want to instantly plug this or instantly stop that water pressure or crack from leaking more water, this solution here is this special cement that you technically you use 2.5 cups per 1 cup of water. And literally this stuff, it dries very fast. I actually had to do them in very small portions, because the first time I did one batch, it literally half of it froze by the time it hardened by the time I started applying it on the acrylic pieces. Now you're asking, why did I put this concept on my acrylic? Because when you start using white Portland cement with aragonite sand with water mixture, sometimes that solution, it really doesn't stick to acrylic unless you really roughen up the surface of the acrylic, because acrylic is just way too smooth. So that's why I use this concept. And just to zoom in a little bit, I diluted the cement so I can apply more on the acrylic part. So first, a water-based, really slushy solution, I kind of glaze it and just rub the surface of the acrylic. I waited about 10-15 minutes, let it dry, and then I came back and I put a little bit more of a thicker paste. So this is what's coming along. Now you can still see the flat pieces. Now the flat pieces will disappear with the next phase of the Portland cement that we're going to be applying here. This piece here, it looks too fake, but just watch as it goes along. So exactly what I did here, this, you know what, it's been literally 10 minutes and it's already stiffening pretty, well, you know what, here, yeah, you know what, here, look, there you go, just remove the support and it's good to go. So this is just to give you an idea of what's happening. I will definitely thicken the base a little bit so it holds the support. I have an acrylic sheet underneath it. That's just so it doesn't wobble back and forth. My sand bed will be no more than 3/4 to an inch thick. I don't want too deep of a sand bed. I'll get into the topic of sand bed afterwards. But this is how it's going to come along. So this piece here looks too flat, but just watch the phase. I want you to pinpoint some of these pieces that I have here. So that flat piece, again, the arch here is also a flat piece. As you can see, the reason why I left a little bit wide on the arch is because I want there to be sufficient amount of room and space for corals to sit. This little functionality stuff here, I don't know if I'm gonna be using this piece, but it does look kind of funky. So I'm gonna keep playing with it and see exactly how it turns out. In the meantime, I just created this little arch. So it bows from the bottom and kind of gradually fades in. So I'm not sure if I might be using this for the aquascaping. So maybe start from the back and then let it kind of drift towards the front where this one overlaps it. Again, this is I just made this right now, so I'm gonna see how that goes. There's a small 2" by 2.5" by 2" acrylic piece that I just glued recently, so I'm gonna let that dry another day. But this is it. Yeah, so this is a concept. Get ready for the next phase. I actually might go ahead and do another coat of this hydraulic cement, is what they call it. You know what? Let me show you the bucket. This is the stuff right here. So an instant water plug. I guess King plug tile. Oh, King plug tight. That was a little tongue twister there. But this is the stuff you can probably find at your local hardware store. Definitely check it out. That's what I'm using right now. So I might do 2 coats of it just to increase the strength of the base big time. Let it dry for a couple days, and then I'm gonna be applying the white Portland cement with a better surface here. So the white Portland cement, I have this little ceramic Frag holder that I purchased a while ago. There's a whole bunch of them in my bucket. So I'm just going to be using this to just kind of dab on the white Portland cement, which is going to be the second or third phase, just to bring out some kind of aquascape or just some type of depth to the rock, and it's more realistic. But this is the idea, okay? Hope you guys are liking the concept. Again, get ready for phase 3. That's coming up next. So just hang tight, and hope you guys can start your aquascape with me, so you guys can follow along, and I'd love to see some of your aquascape that you guys done. So yeah, that's it. Stay tuned for phase 3. Okay, so we're back to phase 3 now. I actually had to go pick up more cement. Unfortunately, with my luck, some of my hardware stores or local hardware stores stopped carrying white Portland cement. I don't know why. Such a great product, so I'm out of luck on that, but it's okay. I can deal with this this brown stuff for now. Anyway, so I have this cement all. It's by Rapid Set. The mixture here is 4:1, so 4 cups of cement to 1 cup of water. This stuff I really like. It's actually cure time is about 1 hour. 15 minutes working time, and then cure time is roughly about 1 hour. So in 1 hour, it gets fairly hard to about say 70-80%. So I'm going to show you guys how I mix some of my stuff, and if we can take a shot for the top of the aquascape for now. What I done here is, you can see the definition. You can see that I took some rocks. These are just little Frag rocks, or just dry rocks, and I just use that to kind of just outline some of the shape. You can see it was much skinnier before. Now I have more of a base where I can plug or glue coral frags as it comes along. So this is going to be the main foundation. It is pretty sturdy, pretty strong. I glued this side here an hour ago, as you can see. I'm putting it now vertically up, and it's good to go. So here we go. Let's start with this now. So again, we're going to need 4 cups. So I got 1. I don't think I have 4 cups. Okay. Maybe I'll deal with 3 for now. Okay, so 3 cups of cement. This is a quick set cement. So this is, I really like this product. Instead of waiting 24 hours or 48 hours for it to dry, it really gives you a really nice working time. And I have some crushed corals that I picked up. This stuff here, it's actually okay. It gives it a little bit of texture. So this is just a couple of shells, crushed corals. You can get it from your local fish store. The grade is Geomarine. That's what it is. So I usually put about two handfuls or 2 cups of this. And what you want to do here is you want to thoroughly mix it inside the cement before putting water, which is a really critical thing. Because the thing is, if you put water, it just really doesn't mix as well. So I'm probably going to put a little bit more crushed coral. Now sometimes you can wash this. Many people would say wash it. I really don't care for it right now because I will be curing these rocks in a bucket. Again, to clean it and also lower the pH of the water and remove some of the phosphates that are inside this stuff. I'll be curing it for about a month to at least 1.5 to 2 months, because my tank won't be set up and won't be running for about probably end of August, so I'm gonna leave my summer to enjoy the outdoors, and in the meantime I can cycle my tank, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Okay, so there we go, we have everything mixed up. So again, I'm gonna take 1 cup of water. Actually, I'm gonna do 3/4 of the cup because I only put I believe 3 cups of cement here. So this is it. So you want to mix it really thoroughly, get all the little chunks out, squeeze everything out. I always say add less water, and then if you have to add more afterwards to make it more pasty, yes you can. Now for what I'm doing right now, my frag plugs are a little flat from the bottom because they're actually made to sit at the bottom surface. So that's why. So anyway, so they're flat at the bottom, so when I put it on a rigid surface, it really doesn't stick as well. The paste format I have right now is a clump format. I don't really want this because I tried this earlier and it really didn't work. So I'm just going to add a little bit more water, and I'll show you exactly how I'm going to get this done. I think the lighting is pretty bad. Okay, there we go. Okay, need a little bit more water. Again, a little goes a long way. Always add 4 times instead of adding once and making a mistake on it. Alright, so this is the paste that I like right here. Alright, so this is it. I mean, you work with it and then it just kind of smoothens out and gets to the nooks and crannies inside. So okay, let's go back to the top here. And this is our Aquascape. Let me get my rocks ready. Alright. Okay, so again, find the places that you want to place this stuff and how you want them. Again, I have this really nice piece. It's from here on, it's just using your imagination, whatever you like. So you can preferably start from the back, the front of the unit, wherever you want. Again, I just like to place things as I go along first. And you can see everything comes along, so I like this unit here. So all of a sudden, I'm just going to place a little bit here and then put some on top of it. Now let it drip down and let it go to the sides. It's not really a huge deal if that happens. So again, it's like I'm playing with Lego here, guys. It's definitely going to work. See, this doesn't work. So again, it's trial and error. See what works for you, and then go from there. This stuff, no need to rush on it. You can take your time. I'll leave this till later. It's just not working with me right now. Again, I had it too pasty. Yeah, there we go. Found the spot. So that's it. Yeah, just go along, find your way. With aquascaping like this, you really don't want to be too tedious or too organized about putting in the stuff the right way. There is no right way with aquascaping. You know what? There is no right way. These rocks are supposed to be all types of angles, and really does not have to be perfect. I really don't want to get this perfect because then it just looks too fake. So let it drip down, that's fine. And you can see why I actually have the liquid format, because it really gets down inside the curves, the grooves, the caves that are inside of it. So and for the holes, I was going to leave the holes open, but I really don't want them because those are actually for frag plugs. Frag plugs don't even fit in these holes because these ceramic rocks were just made so, or sorry, the dry rocks were just made so uneven that none of the frag plugs actually fit inside. So I really don't care for it. I'm just gonna hide all the plugs. No. So let's stick over here. Okay, you guys can definitely see how bulky this is now. There's nothing wrong with having something this bulky. I actually prefer it because it gives me a greater surface area to start fragging or putting my frags of my SPS coral in different angles, different directions, so it kind of grows from all over the place. Again, I'm trying to minimize my rock so I have more area for fragging my corals. Just put some water, but that's okay. Okay, back on this side. As you can see, this was acrylic, and this is that hydraulic cement that I had before. And I'm just going to go ahead and start pasting this stuff. Again, don't be too perfect. It really doesn't matter how we have this. Okay, for the end, what I really like to do is I like to get this to a real nice water paste. So if you can see the solution here, it's just that liquid paste right there, so that's how you can see it. And then I just like to drizzle this into the rock, so whatever gaps there are, it really covers everything inside. And it really gets down to the bare bones of where this is actually holding. And again, I'll do the same thing on this side. And these little holes when I want to get it covered up, and there you go, it's all covered up. Let me know what you guys think of this Aquascape. Please give me your input. Let me know if you guys like it, don't like it. If you don't like it, then don't comment. I'm kidding. No, seriously, don't comment if you don't like it. There's too many sarcastic people out there. Hating and unliking for no reason. God knows, if you don't like it, don't review it. But that's it. So again, I'm going to mix a little bit more. I need a little bit on that side, so again, just a little bit of water. Little personal suggestion with this stuff, if you're going to make a large bulk unit, then don't do that. Because it sets pretty fast. Once you have it at the right temperature and right water temperature on this, this stuff really starts setting really quick. So don't waste too much time making large, gigantic units. Just stick with small units and then small portions, and you can definitely just take it slowly at a time. This really gets down to the bones. I think once everything is set, this is gonna look amazing. So let's see how it goes. But that's it. I will post another video, or sorry, yeah, just stay tuned for phase. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, possibly one more phase when the final product is done, and we'll go from there. All right, guys. Just to give you a 3D point of view on this whole system, and this is that base. I just kind of laid it on different sides. Yeah, that's it. Hey guys, okay, so phase 4 of the Aquascape. Let it look good and let it look pretty. Again, this is something very different from what I expected, and the way it turned out, I'm actually pleased with it. I'm really happy with it. It's a little different than what's actually, well, technically just going with regular rocks. Again, I wanted to keep it a very low profile rock system, again with the base. So as you can see, the base is very, very limited. So again, for detritus to get stuck anywhere, it's going to be really tough to get. What I'm going to like about the system is pretty much alternating any spot I want. So I can angle all the stuff the way I want to. Again, I have sufficient amount of room from the back as well. So that leaves a lot of open space. Eventually with time, I'm going to actually have an SPS dominant tank. So the reason why I wanted this Aquascape was because I wanted to keep it very minimal rock work, but I actually wanted a more surface area for SPS to grow in. So I have different colonies positioned different ways. I actually made this a little bit broader than it was. Again, the width on this is actually much more thicker. This is just to allow equal or even amount of spacing between the corals, so they don't start fighting and start stinging each other. The way it looks right now, the shapes look amazing, but I got some, again, rubble rock here, or dead coral rock, crushed coral rock. It doesn't look as pretty, but with anything, with the coralline algae taking over these rocks, I think on the long term it's definitely going to look much more better, and we don't actually get to see all this concrete and stuff like that. So that's again, it's definitely going to get all taken away. Anything about a reef tank is always a first phase that everything looks really ugly in the beginning, and with due time, with proper maintenance and care, it's definitely going to turn out much more better. So just to get inside all this, you can see there's a lot of grooves I can actually space a lot of corals into. I got these little regular holes. I tried to cover as much as holes as I can. I didn't want any of that sticking out, but as you can see, there's a lot of caves and nooks and crannies, and like that spot there, like sticking a Montipora right over here, right over there, and letting it branching out. I think overall we'll get a better idea of how it's going to look once everything is placed. I don't know why I decided to stick this rock here, but you know what? I'll take advantage of it by putting something really nice there. Again, I like this rock too. This is a three-arm rock. Again, the way I like it's pretty much endless the way you can position everything the way you want to. With do-it-yourself rockscapes, there are different methods. Some people do use dry sand at different types of coarse sands with a little bit of salt and cement, with white Portland cement or just regular cement. I actually didn't go that route. I just wanted to do something different. I'm really, you know what, the main thing is here, to have a do-it-yourself rock is you're trying to save money and you're trying to get an Aquascape that's definitely not in the market, or an Aquascape you can't get in a regular store where they sell reef products or reef rocks. This stuff here may not look 100% natural, but I think with the look and the purpose that I'm trying to achieve here is actually limiting the amount of base rock for detritus. At the end of the day, I'm trying to keep an ultra low nutrient tank, and for that there's a lot of things that need to be taken in place first. Again, the base that I have here, it's actually 1/4 inch thick, so when I have my sand bed, which is going to be at 3/4 inch to maximum 1 inch, I'm even debating to go 3/4 inch, I'm going to keep a very shallow sand bed, just enough for the microorganisms to grow in, and afterwards this way I can get a sand shifting starfish or something that just moves the sand around, so the microorganisms being fed to the corals is actually a natural process. But yeah, that's it for now. Again, I hope you guys like the series of videos. Again, this stuff, it's a little different, very different. I hope you guys do like the concept of the acrylic work. Again, use your imaginations, because you know what, once you get acrylic, you can cut them into 1-inch or 2-inch little pieces. I went with 1/2-inch thick acrylic just because of durability. I wouldn't suggest going with 1/4-inch or 3/8 because the longer arms and extensions that you do, I find that it becomes a little too fragile. So stick with 1/2-inch thick acrylic. Again, go to your acrylic manufacturer somewhere and just buy the scraps. You don't need to, they probably won't even charge you for the scraps. So just get the scraps and that's it. Just buy the scraps, put into your oven at 250 degrees. Keep your eye on it. Don't leave your oven. It should take approximately maybe 10 minutes for it to soften up. Get your desired shape, and then dip it in cold water so it freezes that shape, and then you have yourself a wonderful masterpiece. If you guys have any questions, post them below. I'll be more than glad to help. The whole series, or the phases that I link together, gives you guys a better understanding. It is a little bit long, but I'm gonna get my glass in this week, so in about 2 days. So once I have the glass constructed, I'll place the system. I'll place the rocks inside the tank, and I'll give you guys a video of my tank and the way it's gonna look with my entire stand that I have here. But that's it for now. Aquascape is about 50% away above from the top and 50% from the bottom, so it's a 50-50 aquascape. The whole purpose of that is you want the corals to take over more of your aquascape than rocks. A lot of times we make the mistake of buying a lot of rocks, and when the corals start growing out, it's kind of too late because the corals need more room, and all of a sudden you're clipping. I actually don't want that anymore. Have less rock, more corals, so down the road you don't have to destroy everything in the reef. Maintain it, keep it very simple, and don't disturb your reef. That's my #1 motto now. If you want to dip your hands in it, don't. Put a rubber glove on. Oil from residues from our fingers can leak into the tank. And anyways, that's extra topics. Hope you guys liked the video. Please rate, comment, and mostly subscribe. And hopefully you can pass this on to your fellow colleagues to get an idea of do-it-yourself aquascape with acrylic rods, acrylic pieces. Thank you very much for watching Primo Reef Acrylics, and have yourself a wonderful day.